My report, I'm gonna try to, I say this every month, but I'm gonna try to be brief. But, a couple of things. We have a letter that I was just given from Chris Fisher from the Allegheny Sheriff's Department, area and the area law enforcement. And on the top of the letter, it's got a big red thank you. And we appreciate you sponsoring the 22nd annual Allegheny Highlands Bike Rodeo. Thank you for making a difference in our communities. This would not be possible without your generosity. And we were able this year, as most of you know, for the first time in a long time, to make a monetary contribution in support of that. And we had promised him that as soon as we became financially situated so that we could do that, we would. And Chris, we would hope to be able to maintain that into the future. We appreciate everything you do for the community as well as for the town itself. While I'm talking to you, can you check the surveillance down at the playground?
They're supposed to be picking them up to do some reviews if something happens.
Well, we got a call today that there was supposed to be an incident down there over the weekend. I mean, in the very early hours of the morning. Apparently there were two female people down there and had put a video out of them being other places in town as well as the playground.
Was it Friday or Saturday?
Wendy?
I'm not sure, she didn't say.
I was down there Saturday night. I worked 10 to 1. I texted you.
Yeah, but this was like probably 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And anyway, the video shows or depicts that they somehow possibly took a cup of gasoline from the rusty hinge and went over and had a little fire there on the playground at the basketball court. So we weren't aware of this until today. So can you check on that and see what comes up with that? Okay. The first thing I want to clear up that's been questioned, in recent years, when it's become budget time, I'll pass those down. The town has held 2 public hearings and published the budget in the newspaper for 2 times. And with talking with other localities and checking the Virginia code, we're not required to have 2 public hearings, and we're not required to publish it 2 times. And the problem with publishing it 2 times is those ads last month cost us almost $1,200 to post the budget and notices for the public hearing. And just so I can, I want to make sure that everybody understands that we're above board. Virginia Code 15.2-2506. Publication and notice, public hearing, adjournment, money is not to be paid out until appropriated. A brief synopsis of the budget which, except in the case of the school division budget, shall be for informative and fiscal planning purposes only, shall be published once in a newspaper having general circulation in the locality affected, and notice given of 1 or more public hearings at least 7 days prior to the date for the hearing, at which any citizen of the locality shall have the right to attend and state his views thereon. Any locality not having a newspaper of general circulation may, in lieu of the foregoing notice, provide for notice by written or printed handbills posted at such places as it may direct. The hearing shall be held at least 7 days prior to the approval of the budget as prescribed in Code 15.2-2503. So, in light of the expense involved with publishing the ads for the budget and the public hearings, we decided that we would do it by code, like Allegheny County, Bath County, and all the other localities, with 1 public hearing In fact, those localities are not even allowed to vote on the night that they hold their public hearing. So I think we're coming more in compliance with this decision than we have been in the past as far as adopting a new budget. Any questions on that, how we arrived at that? I just wanted to clear that up because we'd had some questions about it. Okay. The lot down there between 9th and 10th on Commerce, where there was a truck parked, and then Father's Day weekend, there was another truck parked there. That truck was ticketed. But in fairness, there are no signs there stating no truck parking. Wendy, have we ordered them?
Yes, I've ordered them.
So we're going to post signs down there, Chris. I think that's the least that should be there so that people realize they can't park there. That agreeable?
Yeah, sure. I actually didn't think about it that either, but you're right.
You know, this person came in from out of town to visit their parents for Father's Day weekend, parked, and really, but unbeknownst, they said that they couldn't park there. So we're gonna put some signs up letting them know they can't park there. Okay. Our public works crew, we have a great crew. Everybody in town knows them. Everybody in town probably most often has their phone numbers. And most everybody in town feels comfortable enough with them that they just call them directly after hours or at night when they need something. And that's perfectly fine. There's no problem with that. The only thing that we would ask, or I would ask, is if you do that, at least call us and let us know that you've done it, or leave a message on the machine that you've done that, so that we can make sure that they're paid for their time. Because we have at least one employee that will come in, work for an hour, maybe 2 hours, and never put his time down. And that's one thing, but you also come into a liability situation for workers' comp if you don't know that they were working on town time or town business. So keep doing what you're doing, because they'll do anything for any of you that you ask them to do. But just let Wendy or me or a message here at Town Hall know, hey, I called Junior on Saturday night at 8 o'clock and this is what I asked him to do. So we can make sure that he gets paid and there's no problems with that. And he's never going to turn you down. He's always going to come. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but in an effort to start cleaning up some things, the brush that was over top of the sidewalk at 8th and Market, we've cut that back, they've cut that back, and they're continuing to make progress on that. And while we're talking about the sidewalks, contractors, do you have any idea when in July they're going to be here, Wendy, or
I think towards the end of July.
toward the end of July? The concrete, a lot of the concrete, a lot of the materials that they're going to need are already here down at the Public Works facility. So they'll get started on that. Town crew's going to have to help them because they're going to need some help with the tractor and hauling things and what have you. So that's in the works for this month. Anybody in town that needs any fill dirt, we now have access to a pile of fill dirt down at the Public Works facility. It's down there for you. Go get what you need, go get what you want of it. If you need a whole truckload, catch Scott or Junior and they'll load your truck for you with the tractor. Unloaded, you're on your own, but
It's field, not topsoil over it.
it's mixed, Chazzy, to be honest with you. It'll grow grass good.
Grow grass.
Yeah. It's river loam, really, is what it is. So it's not sifted or anything. It's got roots and stuff in it. But as much of it as you need until it's gone. It was given to the town. It's over there, so it's for anybody that needs it. Okay. We had a little bit of a snafu this past week, or I guess last week. The bucket truck from Clifton came down on Tuesday morning. Jerry came down on Tuesday morning. Thought we were gonna put our new flags up. We got our wires of communication crossed up. Junior was already obligated to the water tank and somebody from the county at the water tank. So they were up there for a good portion of the morning, and obviously Clifton Forge's bucket truck couldn't wait to put them up. I apologize for that inconvenience, but we are on, what did they say today when you asked them what day next week?
They didn't.
Didn't?
Nope.
All right, can you find out tomorrow and let me know? Go ahead and get the flags up. And Jerry Johnson, I thought, would have had the footing in for the flagpole at the Memorial Park. He called me the other morning when I was on my way to work, and he and the concrete guy were there, and he said, we're gonna go ahead and get this done. And again, Jerry loaded up, came down here, and nothing was there. So again, I'm sorry. But when he said we will go ahead and get this done, I took it to mean that he was going to do it right then and there. But anyway, it's on his agenda. He's coming. So back, 6 years ago now, 2012. The town was in the midst of a lawsuit, and we settled that lawsuit out of court to the tune of $115,000. And in order to accomplish that, we had to borrow $65,000 on a mortgage against Town Hall. And then that's been almost a $1,200 a month monthly payment that we've had to make every month. Well, I'm happy to say that we made the last payment last month. It is paid off. The water tank is ours free and clear. Town hall is ours again, free and clear. And right now, other than our general operating expenses, the town has no debt hanging over its head. There's no debt, has no lawsuits hanging over its head at this time. So I'm very pleased to announce that monthly payment and obligation is off of us, and we can move past it now and not have to worry about it anymore and just move forward. So good job, guys.